tonight as Pat Austin has won Top Fuel. Brock Yates?
Well, Steve, let's go. We got one more race, and that is young Richard Hartman out of Corona, California. A 91 Corvette-bodied funny car, and I'll tell you what, this has been a hard roll for Richard, and as Big Daddy said earlier, he struggled to get into the finals here and had a tough season in 91. That is Tom Hoover, 51 years young. His dad, 81 years old. These guys are ready to go. Steve Evans?
They sure are. Tom Hoover and Richard Hartman. As you said, Hoover has ruled the day. Hartman is really, and he knows it, darn lucky to be here. Earlier, I had a chance to talk to both of these drivers. Let's see what they had to say. Richard, what's the plan here? You're in top and you know it.
Yeah, we're in top. I'm not sure what he ran, but we had a mismatched set of heads on because we're afraid to hurt the engine, and we're throwing another head on, so the engine will be even out, and we should be back to our 543 in first round deal.
Hoove, this one can be yours if you don't screw up.
That's the name of the game, Steve. Today so far, things are going our way, and if we don't beat ourselves or make a bad mistake, I think we can do it.
Okay, going to be interesting. The engines, these monster 500 cubic inch nitro burning engines are fired up. That is Hartman's car, the body coming down on that automobile. Soon enough, we're going to see a monster race. Here comes Hartman. Let's go to Steve Evans for the race call.
The engines in these cars, as you well know, Brock, are almost identical to the Top Fuel races. The difference is they're in front of the drivers. That can make fire a bit of a hazard, but NHRA safety rules are so good now as far as the way these bodies are constructed that drivers aren't concerned about that much anymore. A very light burnout by Hartman. I don't think that was intentional. Maybe he didn't have enough engine temperature to build the horsepower, but you really would like to put down some hot rubber on that racetrack, and Hartman did not really do that. Tom Hoover, a good, strong burnout. You can always expect that from the Showtime team. Hoover, number 8 in the world last year, and boy, has he got a shot to move up in 1992. Rhonda Hartman, Richard's sister, she is also a licensed NHRA drag racer in competition eliminator and in alcohol funny cars, and her dream is to someday sit in one of these cars.
Okay, so
a second burnout for Richard Hartman. He knew he did not have those tires hot enough and sticky enough. Now, he cannot inconvenience Tom Hoover. Don Garlitz?
That is absolutely right, Brock. Hartman was not happy with that burnout. He came back real fast, back to the bleach box to get another shot at that burnout. In fact, he came back so fast that the crew had to wipe up some of the fuel out of the overflow tank. This could be a little bit of a disadvantage and an advantage for Tom Hoover, who is sitting on the line very cool. Brock?
Very rare to see a couple of burnouts, Steve Evans, but right now, Tom Hoover sitting pretty.
And I would tell you, good sportsmanship on part of Hartman. He in no way held up Tom Hoover. The more heat you have in these engines, the more power they make. I already said that. Sometimes you can make too much power. Tom Hoover is ready to race. He knows that engine is up to temperature. He doesn't want any more. He puts on the pre-stage light. Hartman better hurry or his starter bust. Oh, there he is. He's pre-staged as well. We're going to have a funny car final in a matter of moments. It's a good race. Hartman out of control over the center line. That automatically disqualifies him. Tom Hoover has won in the desert, 5:27. His father, George, the octogenarian, 86 years of age, absolutely thrilled. Brock Yates?
Oh, Steve, happy bunch from Minnesota. Let's take another look here. Very good reaction time. Actually, Hoover a little bit better, a 5:21 against a 5:31, but it's a drag race all the way until Hoover goes by a Hartman who gets looser. Hartman keeps it off the wall, which is a good job. Crosses the center line. He's out of the race. Hoover on to victory. Let's go to Big Daddy.
Well, I'm here on the starting line with George Hoover, and I'll tell you what, that son of yours really did a job. 5:27. He's won another one for you, George.
Don't say that, son of ours, because it takes a whole crew to win one of these things. Right?
But he did his job right every time today, George.
And this would be a glorious day for me if my wife was here.
Congratulations. Brock?
Okay, so a happy group. Let's go to Steve Evans with a winner.
There'll be a lot of emotion down here, I'm sure, with Tom Hoover, the car running in the 5:20s on the final. A magnificent job all day long. You never faulted. You never took a misstep.
I tell you, my dad, the crew, we did change motors after the second run, and to have another one come back and run as good. And I want to say hi to the kids and everybody back in Minnesota on this live TV. And Scotch, colored people, 3M, we did it.
and there may be some more for you down the road. This prize money comes in handy to a team like yours. You're not overfunded.
No, we're not, and we're had a little bad luck at Pomona here. We heard a car, and to come back now and win this one, and in modern times, as Brooks said, here we go.
Okay, let's go back to Brock.
Well, Steve, a great show. I'll tell you what, that is Tom Hoover's first win since 1979. He's been waiting for one a long time, and there'll be some celebration up in Minnesota guaranteed tonight. So, Tom Hoover, let's go to Steve Evans.
Well, you know, here today we were only able to show you the final rounds of the professional categories, but don't forget, on TNN American Sports Cavalcade, coming up will be a 90-minute pro show, a 90-minute sportsman show. For all of us here at Phoenix International Raceway, Brock Yates, Don Garlett, Steve Evans, thanks for joining us.
This special presentation of American Sports Cavalcade has been brought to you by Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline. And by Ford Motorcraft. Get the peace of mind of doing it right with the right parts. Motorcraft quality parts. Coverage of the 1992 Motorcraft Ford Nationals has been a production of Diamond B Sports and a presentation of the Nashville Network.